Previously on Let's Play Steins Gate 0.
Yes? Hello? You at the lab right now? No. Then where are you? At home. Fapping to H games. Thank you. Thank you for making me say that out loud, Daru.
And now, back to everyone being sad.
Hello, everybody. Pokey here, with another episode of Steins Gate 0. And when we last left off, things got pretty darn serious. We're under attack from what I think is CERN. They're chasing us down. They raided the Maho's apartment and the stuff, and it's all I'm very invested in all of it, and I'm excited to get right into the action. However, first, not press auto. Dang it. Let's go to the tips and read some stuff. DoD, the United States Department of Defense. It's also known as the Pentagon due to the shape of the building it's located in. It's America's most high-level defense agency, responsible for controlling the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Psychophysiology Lab. Fictional. One of the labs at Victor Kondria University. While the Brain Science Institute attempts to understand the processes behind thought and memory by examining the systems used by the brain itself, the Psychophysiology Lab's goals are more medical in nature. They develop new medical treatments by researching the biological and physical effects caused by the mind's workings. The lab's research covers a wide range of areas, including perception, recognition, reflexes, learning, sleep, alcohol addiction, and schizophrenia. Nice. I'm not sure if you can hear it in the background. There's like a fountain that my cats drink out of that we just got. I don't know if you can hear like water droplets. I tested out and I tested and I think you can't hear it, probably, but if you hear some water droplets or something in the background, that's what it is. MIB. Hey, Men in Black. An American urban legend. It is said that they are secret government agents who appear without warning before UFO witnesses or researchers to put a stop to their activities. It is not known whether any such secret agency actually exists. The name comes from the fact that they dress all in black and wear black sunglasses. A movie of the same name, based loosely on the urban legend, helped popularize the idea. My bad. Often used as part of the phrase, lol, my bad, lol. While theoretically is an apology, it is more often used to provoke or annoy someone. Pandora's Box, the name of the chapter, a box given to mankind by the gods in Greek mythology. We were told never to open it, but a girl named Pandora let her curiosity get the best of her and opened it anyway. The box was filled with disasters, all of which were unleashed upon the world. It said that the one thing that remained in the box was hope. Yeah, I like that legend. I mean, a lot of people don't. I mean, obviously, it's kind of sexist. I mean, like, I don't know. To me, it just says, like, that it's inevitable. You're gonna open Pandora's box, probably no matter what. So, just like, bad things are gonna come, but there's gonna be hope in the end. I don't know. I'm probably just an optimistic person, I guess. Anyways, I think it's time that we get back to the story here. Maho, I'm so glad you're safe! When she arrived at their office in Waco City, Dr. Leskinen was already there. He came over and gave her a big hug. I like Dr. Leskinen, despite the fact that he looks like a supervillain. Professor, you're hurting me. Oh, sorry. Ha ha ha. She'd heard that the office had been ransacked, but whatever had happened had already been cleaned up. Did you clean up, Professor? It was ransacked, but only your and my things were here, so there wasn't a lot to begin with. I've left the rest in the hands of the police. 2 days had passed since the office had been ransacked. Maho had spent both of them at Ferris's home, and only today had she gotten in touch with Dr. Leskinen and gone to Waco City to get her things. They were both going back tomorrow, just as planned. That meant they were saying goodbye to this office. Oh man. They still haven't caught the guy who did it, right? Yeah. It's been one thing after another since we came to Japan, hasn't it? It sure has. The two of them looked around the empty office. It'd been a busy 2 months. So, what did you think, Maho? Japan's your other homeland, right? What did you make of it? I can't wait to get back and start on my research. I feel like I've been doing nothing but putting reports together for the past 2 months. Ha ha ha, you're so serious, Maho. That, and I'm glad I was able to experience the place where Kurisu spent her last days. Maho. But she still hadn't figured out why Kurisu had died. Actually, she had even more questions now. It bothered her to go home with so many questions left unanswered. If only Rintaro had told her everything he knew. Come to think of it, the thought suddenly occurred to Maho. What are we doing with Amadeus' tester? Of course, she meant Rintaro Okabe. If both Maho and Dr. Leskinen, there wasn't a doctor there, I'm so used to calling him Dr. Leskinen, and Leskinen were heading back to America, that meant that his time as tester was over. That's right. For some reason, the professor was taking a moment to think it over. She wondered what there was to think about. Are we gonna get to keep talking to Amadeus? Why not have him continue being our tester? Yay! Huh? Are you serious? It's a fact that speaking with Lintalo has caused Kurisu to react in new ways, correct? And I'm planning on adding additional testers in the future, not just him. Is that safe from a security standpoint? Japan and America are too far apart. If something happens, we won't be able to deal with it. It'll be fine. I believe in Lintalo. It's not about whether you believe in him or not. If he stays on as a tester, you'll still be able to talk to him, you know? What? I don't have anything to do with this. Are you sure about that? I'm sure. Then I'll take over dealing with Lintalo. That doesn't bother me. It still seemed like he wasn't telling her something, but she was too embarrassed to question him further. It surprised her, though, that he was so focused on Rintaro. He seemed to have taken a real liking to him ever since they had first met. Did he simply like the guy, or was it because he was Kurisu's friend? Or was it something else? She didn't know. The next day, Maho and Dr. Leskinen returned to America via Narita Airport, just like they'd planned. Rintaro had come to see them off, and he was very surprised when Dr. Leskinen told him he could continue being a tester. And then half a year passed. What? Half a year? Excuse me? Achievement unlocked. Pandora's box. Next chapter. Gehenna's stigma. Gehenna is that hell word, right? It means hell. Victor Kundrea University's grounds were dead quiet. It was after 11 p.m. I guess it signs on the bottom. I've never seen that, I don't think. I don't know. It was after 11 p.m. Some of the labs worked all night and into the morning, so the place wasn't completely abandoned. But compared to daytime, it was quiet. The lights in the halls were off, and it was a little scary walking down them alone. I guess we're still Maho since we haven't seen the thing pop up. Although, I can't remember if, like, the transition from the first and second chapter had a thing that showed Rintaro or not. I don't know. Maho lived in the researcher's apartments next to the lab. Yeah, I mean, We're still Maho. She'd been thinking about so many things that night, her head felt like it was going to explode. Then she looked out the window and realized that the lights were still on in the brain science lab. Dr. Leskinen must have been working late. She decided to put some coffee in a thermos and take it to him. Why am I doing so much research about time machines anyway? Ever since she'd come back from Japan in January, she spent all her free time on it. Even she had to admit she was getting obsessed. Of course, since this wasn't something she could research in public, and since she couldn't let it interfere with her real job, she had to do all of it in her own room at night. As a result, she was staying up late battling with physics textbooks, an unfamiliar subject for her. Exhaustion and lack of sleep were starting to get to her. The whole idea of a time machine was stupid. She still thought so, but she was surprised at how desperate she was getting. This is all because of Okabe. What Okabe had said to her in Japan still stuck with her. It's possible that Kurisu may have been involved in the paper he wrote. Rintaro could have been lying, or wrong, or simply delusional, but part of her wanted to believe it was real. Of course, from what she'd seen of Dr. Nakabachi's paper, she didn't want to believe Kurisu was involved. It was just that bad. But... excuse me. I burped. But what if his version was an inferior copy of an original that Kurisu wrote? I will say, this fade through white that happens every time there's a flashback, it's kind of annoying. I don't know. There's one not great thing about this game. Let's hope it stays at 1. If she could have written it off as a slim possibility, everything would have been so much easier. But it was just like her, she thought, to be unable to do that. I want to find what Kurisu found. That desire was what drove her to action. But the more research she did, the harder it seemed. It was so hard she was starting to lose faith in what she wanted to believe. Her usual complex started weighing down on her. Kurisu, I can't be you after all. Kurisu was her dear friend, but at the same time, she was starting to feel jealous, frustrated, and hateful. And when all those feelings started going around in her mind, there was no way she could focus on work. It was time to chat with Dr. Leskinen for a little, and then go to sleep. She headed over to the lab. Professor? Hey, Maho. Dr. Leskinen seemed surprised at her sudden visit, but he stood up from his chair and welcomed her. What brings you here at this hour? It's time for kids to be in bed. I'll say those exact same words to you. Oof. Ha ha ha, you've got that right. Dr. Leskinen laughed innocently, like a child, at her cutting remark. Just very cutting. I could see the light on from my room. Here. The cup on Dr. Leskinen's desk was empty. She poured him some coffee from the thermos. It wasn't the sticky sweet coffee, I'll wait, that she liked. I don't know that phrase, that she liked. She made it straight black to match the professor's tastes. The room was filled with steam and a pleasant smell. This is a surprise, Maho. Bringing me coffee? It's not that bad. I'm not that bad, am I? But I thought you hated this sort of thing. As I recall, it was the first day you came to this lab. Mary was passing out morning coffee to everyone, and you refused. And do you remember what you said then? Did you come to work to make coffee? If you've got time to make coffee, Why not get started on your work? I was in awe, I remember. This new kid was really something. That was such a long time ago. You don't need to bring it up now. Maho's cheeks swelled in embarrassment. Back then everybody called me the girl genius, and I kind of let it go to my head. I know better now. Mary was another scientist at the lab. After Maho had apologized, they'd gone on to be friends. You're so mean, Professor. I'm never making you coffee again, okay? Just as she was thinking of taking the coffee she'd poured back. Amadeus Kurisu. That's right, Professor. Don't be so mean to Maho. She heard a voice from Dr. Luskinen's computer. Oh, Kurisu? Yes, it's me. I was just examining her program. She moved around to where she could see the monitor, and sure enough, the Kurisu CG model was displayed on it. Good evening, Maho. Sorry to see you working so late. Maho chuckled to herself. Kurisu is just a program running on a computer, but she still couldn't stop herself from saying things like that. After all the time they'd spent together, Kurisu was no different than a human to her. I'm not being mean to Maho. I was actually quite impressed with what she said to Mary. I thought that she was very logical, very cool-headed, and very entertaining. That's why I made her my assistant. Of course, I don't mind the new, nicer version of you. Dr. Lussinen gave her a wink as he reached for his coffee cup. Thanks, I'll have some. As he drank his coffee, he grabbed the corners of his eyelids and gave them a little massage. He was acting cheerful, but evidently he was really tired. So what were you doing with the program? Oh, you know, for the paper I'm writing. The mechanism Amadeus uses to lie? If we could figure out this part of the program, we could learn more about how humans lie, you know? Women's lies sometimes hide important secrets. I can't say I approve of you trying to discover them. Kurisu's expression was deadly serious. I'm not trying to discover your secrets, I just want to know the thought process involved in telling a lie. Well, that's fine. If I have to reveal something, I'll start by revealing Maho's sweet secrets. Hey, don't be weird. And what are my sweet secrets anyway? Oh, I couldn't say. She played dumb. Sometimes Kurisu liked to joke around. It was infuriating, and at the same time, kind of cute. I can see it. For example... Do you think I don't know about the stuffed animal that he caught you at the arcade? Huh? The first thing she thought of when she heard the word arcade was what happened back in Akihabara, Japan. She tried so many times to get the stuffed animal, and failed each time. Rintaro had won it easily and given it to her. What about it? You've got it on your bed, don't you? What are you talking about? That's a present for your mom. Then what's it doing on your bed? But because your mom says she's looking for a new house and she's living in an apartment right now. I don't want to give her more stuff to haul around. Really? Really? And anyway, that stuffed animal is an important reminder of you. What's wrong with snuggling with it as I sleep? Oh, so So it is on your bed after all. And you snuggle with it when you sleep? That's so cute. Tell me more details, please. Ugh. That stupid computer program had tricked her. By the time she realized, it was already too late. Both Kurisu and Dr. Luskinen, who'd been listening the whole time, were smiling at her. She glared at them, her cheeks flushed. Looks like Kurisu won this round, huh? It doesn't matter who won or lost. I'm going to bed. Good night. She turned to leave Dr. Luskinen's office, fuming. But before she could leave, Kurisu got in one final parting shot. Maho, you haven't talked to Okabe for a whole week. If you keep putting off talking to him because you're busy, you're going to regret it later, okay? God, jeez. Listen. Are you really that insistent on getting me and Okabe together? Maho stormed over to the monitor, but Kurisu seemed unconcerned. Do you ever think about seeing him in person again? Nope. I see. That's a shame. For some reason, Dr. Luskinen shook his head sadly. I've got another joint project coming up in Japan, and I was thinking of getting in touch with Lintalo while I was there. I was wondering whether I should invite you. I guess not. Huh? Oh my goodness. She heard nothing about this. Most of the time, whenever the professor had a project coming up, she'd hear about it through the school's network ahead of time. You're going back to Japan? Yeah. She had to stop herself from immediately saying that she wanted to go too. If she did, Dr. Luskinen and Kurisu would make fun of her again. But she didn't want to miss this chance. There was still a lot she needed to do in Japan. More than anything, she wanted to talk to Rintaro in person, about the time machine, and about Kurisu. It definitely was not because she just liked talking to him. Please take me too. In the end, she gave in. Oh, you finally become honest about your feelings! That's exactly what Kurisu said. Let's come up with a plan to tell him how much you love him. Come on, guys. Maho is starting to get tired of dealing with them. Well, joking aside, I'm honestly not sure if I can take you or not. What do you mean? A lot happened to you in Japan, right? The brain science lab is very concerned. But that's not... And then there's what happened to Kurisu. The directors don't want to lose any more talented personnel. I'll be fine. I was fine last time, wasn't I? Not quite, but yeah. In other words, you want to go to Japan and see Lintalo that badly, huh? Do I need to go talk to HR about sexual harassment? Oh, please don't do that. But why not seriously consider dating him? If it's possible he'll be coming here in the future, right? You should try to get your hooks into him while you can. That started to get a very weird accent at the end. That was not quite my intention. Stop sounding like a nosy aunt. Nosy aunt? Alright, Maho, I understand. I'll talk to the directors, but just know that I can't guarantee anything. Right, thanks. I'm pretty serious, actually. Are you still saying that? It really felt like she was talking to Kurisu. The feeling was much stronger than when they'd first started on Amadeus. That reminded her of something she'd almost done many times but stopped. Why not tell Kurisu about the time machine? She didn't know if Kurisu had completed the time machine theory before her death. But if she had, some clues to it might be hidden in Kurisu's memories. Of course, she couldn't ask her in front of Dr. Leskinen, and she couldn't let others hear that she was making a time machine. If the rest of the lab found out, they'd make fun of her for sure. It wasn't even her field of research to begin with. Okay, Professor. I'm going back to my room. Maho took her thermos and was about to leave the lab. Oh, wait a second. You haven't updated Maho's memory data at all lately, have you? The Amadeus Maho. Oh, the last time was before we went to Japan, wasn't it? Oh, about that. Maho didn't know what to say. He was right. Well, I had a lot of scary experiences in Japan. I've been thinking that maybe we should give Amadeus bad memories. I understand how you feel, but I can't do a comparison trial like this. A comparison trial involved loading memories from both before and after a given experience into Amadeus, and seeing how it changed. These trials allowed them to see what effects experiences and knowledge had on the brain, but after Kurisu's passing, they became solely Maho's responsibility. Right now, the real you and the Amadeus you have such different memories that you're almost different people. Yes, that's true. At this rate, I'm going to have to take you off the project and ask someone else to do it. That's a little malicious. I don't know. I was trying to think that my idea of you being a villain was totally off base. But I don't know. That's kind of sounds almost like a threat. And like, I don't know. If we load Maho's memories into Amadeus, then people are gonna learn about the stuff that, so I'm guessing the scary, well, not the scary, all of the secrets and stuff that she learned and was doing in Japan. So that's probably why Maho really doesn't want to do it. That's... Her expression darkened. Stop talking to Kurisu all the time and give yourself some attention. I'm sure she's lonely. Make sure you update your memories tomorrow, understood? Understood. Maho nodded her head and left the room. The reason she'd given to Dr. Leskinen for not updating Maho's memories was a real concern, but there was also another one. Rintara's words. Hey, the US military aren't involved in researching Amadeus, are they? She had no proof, but she couldn't get his words out of her mind. Was some great power involved in the Amadeus research? Something so powerful it was outside even Dr. Leskinen's control? If she updated her memory data, Maho would learn about Kurisu's laptop and hard disk. She trusted Amadeus, but that would mean whoever was secretly trying to use the project for their own ends would find out. It seemed silly, almost delusional to be worried about something like that, but she couldn't get it out of her mind ever since she'd come back to America. I really am overthinking it, though. She whispered to herself. Who's there? What the? Who's there? Is someone there? She heard a woman's voice from down the dark hallway. Maho stopped dead in her tracks. The hallway lights flipped on and she saw a group of men and women coming down the corridor that connected her building to the next one. The next building over was a psychophysiology lab. Maho's brain science lab mostly investigated the workings of the brain itself. The psychophysiology lab, on the other hand, was more of a medical department. Yeah, we just learned about this in the tips. They looked at how the workings of the brain affected mental states and mental illnesses. Excuse me, I'm Maho Hyajo from Dr. Leskinen's lab. The woman at the head of the group was someone she knew. It was Dr. Reyes, a scientist at the psychophysiology lab. Is this Mary? I don't know. Right, now I gotta think of a voice for you. Oh, it's you, Maho. Professor Reyes, are you up working this late? You too? Yes, I suppose. We're both addicted to our work, aren't we? Judy Reyes' eyes narrowed beneath her glasses as she laughed. Where's Alexis? Still in his office? Yes, he's working on Amadeus. He really is dedicated. Sometimes I wonder if he doesn't think it's his own daughter. Are you going to see Dr. Leskinen at this hour? If it's an emergency, I'll go too. No need for that. I'm having some trouble with my research. I want his help, and I want it now. There wouldn't be anything you could do, really. Oh, don't take that the wrong way, but thanks. Dr. Reyes kept smiling as she walked past Maho towards the lab. The other scientist followed her. A problem with her research? What could it be? She took a closer look and saw that she didn't recognize one of the people in the group. It was hard to say why exactly she noticed him. He just didn't look like a scientist. When you spend enough time doing research, you start to get a feel for people who are in the same line of work. But he had a totally different air about him, and what was worse, he was behaving extremely rudely towards Dr. Reyes. If he was one of her staff, he wouldn't act like that. And while everyone else was wearing white lab coats, he was wearing a freshly pressed suit. It just didn't feel right. She was about to head back to her room when it bothered her enough that she turned right back around and silently crept to Dr. Leskinen's lab. The door was slightly ajar. She could hear voices inside. She knew it was wrong, but she decided to push her face up against the door to listen. How long are you going to let him hang on to it? It's a valuable source of information. I'd hate to tip him off and have him destroy it. Rintaro? Oh no. Oh no. Is Dr. Leskinen the bad guy after all? A bad guy or something? Oh no, that's an evil face. Either way, we're leaving for Japan this month. I plan on getting it back then. Can you explain why you've dragged your feet for 6 months over this? I have a feeling that they're still hiding something we don't know about yet. I tried to use Amadeus to get it out of him, but he's a very cautious boy, our Lintalo Okabe. Why not use your special treatment on Maho? I don't think she knows anything. That is definitely one evil doctor. Maho started to panic when she heard her name. And then she realized she made a big mistake. She was so focused on listening to conversation that she'd pressed her shoulder into the door. The door to the lab wasn't very well built. There was a loud creak, and everyone in the lab turned around. Who's there? She knew she should probably run, but her body refused to move. She couldn't understand what she was hearing, and even after they found her, she still couldn't move. She couldn't believe it. She didn't want to believe it. This was worse than being in a thriller, she thought. The other scientists who were with Dr. Reyes grabbed her arms tightly and dragged her into the room. Professor, what were you just talking about? Dr. Leskinen looked a little sad as he walked over to her. His huge body leaned forward and peered into her face. Oh dear, you heard, didn't you? Did you? Or something. Well, it's good timing. Maho, remember that Japan trip we were just talking about? You're going to come with me after all. She didn't know what he meant. Weren't the directors opposed to it? Was it something Dr. Leskanen could decide on his own? What was good timing? Confused, she glanced over at the computer screen, but Kurisu was no longer there. The one thing she knew was... Okabe's words weren't the ramblings of a conspiracy theorist after all. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no. Oh jeez. It was almost July. The rainy season hadn't been that bad this year, and what little remained of it had already disappeared. Temperature-wise, summer had come a long time ago. Summer. In other words, it had been almost a year since it happened. And then, one Saturday afternoon, if I stayed home, not only would it be hot, but Dad would get on my case about helping with the family business. To get away, I'd come to the area around Ikebukuro Station. A year ago, I could have gone to the lab, but with Suzuha living there now, I'd mostly stopped going. But that meant that it was hard to find a place to study on my days off. It was too much trouble to go to the university, and the classrooms probably weren't open on weekends anyway. After a lot of research, I'd settled on spending my free days visiting this cafe near my parents' home, and spending a few hours there. In fact, a lot of the other patrons did the same thing I did, buying a single cup of coffee and sitting there for hours on end. Some brought books, some brought computers. I chuckled to myself as I realized I'd joined the ranks of the other normies. Oh. How does one phone? That's how one phones it. Oh. No, it's happening automatically. Dootaroo, where are you now? Oh. It's a coffee. It's a coffee one. A coffee emote or whatever. Emoticon or whatever. Emoji or whatever. Sticker or whatever. Oh, the usual cafe, right? I just went to your place and you weren't home. You did? Did my dad make a nuisance of himself again? It's okay. He gave me some barley tea. I have to go shopping. Will you come with me? Okay. Thank you. That's a good one. Okay, I'll leave now. Wait for me. I wish I could use the sticker things. Thank you and okay. Those are good ones. I'll leave now. Wait for me. I think I already said that. So they went to my house. The family's business was called Okabe Green Grocer. It was a beat-up old store located in a run-down shopping street. The place was almost 40 years old. I really wanted them to rebuild it. Phew. My mind had wandered. Mayuri was going to be here in less than 15 minutes, so maybe it was time to call it a day. I'd worked pretty hard during the morning, so it wasn't too bad. I was a little surprised at how hard I'd been working lately. I could feel how having a goal gave me energy. I needed to get to Victor Condria University as soon as I could. Victor Condria University. Since I was still testing Amadeus, I'd kept in touch with Maho via Tapato via email and online chat. She must have been working hard because she was always sleepy. What the? I keep doing the quick save. Left trigger. I have to remember that. Call from Kurisu. Hello? What? Why is your voice so low? Oh. Hello? What? Why is your voice so low? Shh, I'm in a cafe right now. Please don't call me when I'm busy with stuff. I have no way to know where you are or what you're doing. Or do you want me watching you 24 hours a day? Are you saying you want me observing you while you sleep or while you're taking a bath? You're quite the pervert, aren't you? I'm sorry. If you don't want to talk to me when I call you, just don't pick up. I won't get mad about something like that. That's true. Well, it looks like you're busy now, so I'll do what you want and hang up. You're right, it's probably pretty weird for the rest of the cafe to see you talking to a 3D model of a girl on your phone. Come on. I'm kidding. You always take the time to talk to me, and well, I am grateful. We can talk about that some other time. I'm hanging up. Hey, wait. Crease always talks so much. No! Rintaro, no! She was gonna say something plot relevant. The real one used to talk a lot too. Talking to her in a place like this always drew a lot of attention and made me feel awkward. Looking at a screen and talking was embarrassing. Was all, so I once proposed that I talk to her like I was on a normal phone. And this is what she said. Why do I have to stare at a close-up of the side of your head? She really was a selfish little program. Mayuri and I met up and headed for Tokyo Hands. When I stepped inside the air-conditioned store, I felt refreshed. If it was this hot in June, I shuddered to think what it was going to be like in July or August. What the what? She looks like totally different. I don't know, I didn't expect her to be wearing a school outfit. At least I think that's what that is. So, what are you going to buy? Oh, there's the spray. We're going to make some signs for advertising, so I need poster board and highlighters and stuff. Are you going to put out a book? Are you going to put out a book at this year's Kamima? Nope, it's for Okabe Greengrocer. Huh? What did you say? My family business? When I went to your house today, I talked to your dad about it. And I said that Mayushi would make them for him. Wait, seriously? My dad could be such a jerk. There's really no reason you have to do that. But Mayushi wants to do it. You're sure? Your mom and dad are always so nice to me. Okay, I'll get you something as a thank you present then. Really? That makes me so happy! I took a quick look around and saw they were selling a lot of things you could use for advertising. I decided to mostly leave the purchasing decisions up to Mayuri. That was weird. It was a weird transition. She spent quite a while deciding what to buy. But, well, maybe because of all the time she spent at May Queen Yan Squared, her taste ran in the direction of cute and anime. Part of me thought it was dangerous to leave it up to her, but still, they'd ask for her, not me. It wasn't any of my business. I should just leave it to her. And so I decided to wander around the store while Mayuri finished her shopping, but... Here we go again. What's up? Are you out shopping? Yeah, with Mayuri. Ooh, a date? Mainstream woman. I've told you to stop calling me that. Then stop assuming everything is about romance. Right, fine. But isn't Mayuri cute? You're lucky to have such a cutie as your childhood friend. You're right. Maho doesn't stand a chance at this rate. Sigh. She's not as cute, she's not as young, she's shorter, and her boobs are just hopeless. Ah, I feel so bad for her. If you say that in front of Hyajo, she'll delete your program. You know, you actually haven't introduced me to Mayuri. You've got quite a few friends, but you've never told any of them about me. It's a secrecy thing. I'm not supposed to tell people about you. Is that really all it is? You actually don't want people seeing me talk to you, do they? That's not true. If you really want me to introduce you, I'll get permission from Hyaja. I'll start by introducing you to Daru, the man I trust the most. He'd just love to talk to you. He'll stare at me with his filthy eyes, constantly panting after me 24 hours a day. Right. Perverts scare me. Kurisu went pale and started to shake. I told Kurisu all kinds of things about what kind of person Daru was. She could easily imagine what would happen if she ever fell into his clutches. Never mind, you don't have to introduce me to anyone. I'll just keep telling myself that I'm lucky to have you to talk to. Oh, Green! Mayuri walked over carrying a shopping basket. Huh? Who are you talking to? Oh, I looked down at my phone. Kurisu had disappeared and my smartphone was back at its home screen. Evidently, Kurisu had hung up. Another student from school. I see. I knew I didn't have to hide Kurisu, but at the same time, Mayuri was the one person I didn't want finding out. She knew that I failed to save Kurisu Makise last summer. So, did you decide what you're going to buy? Oh yeah, what do you think about this? The basket was filled with heart and star-shaped cardstock. This didn't really go well with our store's look. But I decided when I started. I was going to let Mayuri make the decisions. Dad might complain later, but I didn't care. He was the one who asked Mayuri for help, not me. And so I went over to the register. Since it was a Saturday, the checkout area was overflowing with shopping carts. Since it was going to take a while, I sent Mayuri to browse the toy section on another floor. I knew they'd have some stuff from one of her favorite shows, Rainet Kakaru. Mayuri looked apologetic, but did what I told her to. I feel like these, cutouts with, sudden black screen and music cuts completely is kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just artistic. I can't say artistic. Whoops. Alright, well, I think I've played for long enough. This has been really, I don't even know. I'm sad that Leskinen is a bad guy, because I was so sure that, I don't know, I wasn't really sure, but I was kind of on the track that he was just designed to look weird, to make you think he was going to be a bad guy. Because, I mean, he obviously looks like a bad guy. He looks like origami. I don't freaking know. He looks like crumpled up paper. But, anyways, I'm kind of worried. I mean, I'm really worried about Maho. The stuff that's happening here with Rintaro is cute, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm excited to keep playing. But anyways, guys, I've been Pokey. This has been Steins Gate Zero, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!